That's it right there, T-Nip.
What's up, YouTubers? It's CrownSpectro back here with another video for you guys, and today we're going to be talking about what happened to Dante's Inferno. Dante's Inferno is basically a game about going to the underworld and going to the underworld. All right, you know, this game's actually based off a book. I'm not gonna say it like I know a lot about this. I remember reading the book back in high school. It wasn't the most best of memories about this book, but anyways, it's just know if you read the book, then you know. All right. If you don't know, then just go look up a video that gives you a little quick summary about the book. And basically, this game came out, like I said before, in 2010, and you know, it was interesting, I guess. It's a pretty interesting take on, going to the underworld, going through these different levels of the underworld and things like that. And you know, this game has disappeared, and it kind of vanished. Ever since, this game was developed by EA and also Vincera Games, and it's sad to say that this game probably will never ever get a sequel, because simply due to that, Vincera Games pretty much disappeared in around 2016, 2017. It was one of those years, but yeah, they pretty much defunctioned after that. They're no longer, those developers are no longer around, and they was one of the main developers of this game. So they was also the main developers of Dead Space, which is why Dead Space may also may not ever come back. But it's still not the end of the world, because EA can always still find different developers to work on the game, but it just wouldn't have that same feeling, because like I say many times, sometimes developers may want to go with a different perspective, different view on the game compared to how the original developers did it. It may not feel the same, and sometimes publishers just don't want to take that chance of the game doing terribly bad, and now they didn't make as much as they want, and things just go really bad, and sometimes it's better off to leave games the way they are and just keep it at that. And I think Dante's Inferno is just one of those games. It was a pretty solid game at most, and the gameplay was pretty smooth. Back for during this time, of course, and back then there was a lot of games that were out. PS3 was pretty much almost in its prime. Xbox 360 was doing well. Times were easy, times were smooth, and this was a time where online gaming was, I won't say it hasn't been a thing yet, but it was getting more and more popular. And as far as Dante's Inferno go, and what happened with this game, well, like I said before, it's just this game just lost one of its main developers. So I mean, and when games lose one of their biggest developers, or the developer company basically like defunctions and breaks apart or gets shut down, the hopes of that game ever coming back, it goes to at least 50% to almost zero. I mean, there's a small chance that it can always get passed on to a different developer, but there's always that chance that that next developer may end up just putting a different spin on the game entirely. And we all have seen how this has turned out before. There's been a lot of games where they have been passed on to different developers, and it just the game just doesn't feel the same as it did before. Kind of something like Halo with Bungie and 334, and not to say that those Halo games are bad, just don't have the same feeling, but it happens a lot. So maybe Dante's Inferno is just one of those games that's meant to stay the way it is, and maybe it's best if it doesn't get in the sequel. Who knows? You guys tell me what you think down in the comment section below about Dante's Inferno. Do you play this game? Do you love this game? Do you want to see a sequel to this game, or do you think this game is already a masterpiece and should be left alone and it's already complete? I'd like to thank you guys for watching this video, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.